All right, good to go. So welcome to the call, guys. Today, fast start call, really all about getting back to basics, okay? And what I want to talk to you guys is that, there's really no secret to success. There's a few basic concepts that you need to learn, but it's all about mastering the basics. If you want to go out there and become a master in this business, you have to go out there and master the basics. And the first thing I want to talk about is belief. Okay, you have to get your belief level up. One thing that Luke told me back in the day, which changed my life, is he said, Jamie, if you raise your belief, you will raise your results. If you guys are taking notes, make sure to write that down. Raise your belief, and you will raise your results. And there's really three things you need to have belief in. Number one, you need to have belief in yourself. Number two, you need to have belief in this company. And number three, you need to have belief in this industry. Okay, so belief in yourself, belief in this company, okay, and belief in this industry. If you don't have belief in yourself, you're going to have trouble being successful in no matter what you do. If you don't have belief in this company, maybe the company's not the right fit for you. If you don't have belief in this industry, you're going to have to go work corporate, because that's the only other way that you can create money in this economy outside of entrepreneurship. So once again, guys, if you raise your belief, you'll raise your results. Okay, so write this down. Belief, potential, action, results. Belief, potential, action, results. What I want you guys to understand is that your belief, okay, it leads to your potential leads to your action leads to your results. The higher your belief level, this is called the momentum cycle, by the way. And the momentum cycle, it can work for you or it can work against you. So the higher your belief, the higher your potential energy to go out there and actually do something. The higher your potential, the more likely you are to take action. And the more action that you take, the higher your results. And what are those results going to do, those positive results? They're going to reinforce your positive belief. Okay, so now from a flip side, the negative side of it, if you have the low belief in yourself, low belief in this company, low belief in the industry, you're going to have very low potential to actually go out there and do something, which then in turn is going to create low action or no action, which is then going to create low results or no results. And what's that going to do? It's going to reinforce that negative belief. So it's a cycle, guys. Belief, potential, action, results. If you raise your belief, you will raise your results. So that's the first part I really want to go into. Second part, 3 stages in this business as a leader. Okay, 3 stages of being a leader in this business. The first stage is called dependent. Okay, the second stage is called independent. And the third stage is called dependent on. So dependent, independent, and depended on. When you're dependent, you're being taught. You're learning from others. Okay, you're in the beginning and you really need people. You're dependent on somebody to teach you. You're dependent on somebody to answer your questions. It's okay to be dependent right now, but we want to get you guys into the independent stage as soon as possible. So dependent, being taught, learning from others. Independent, this is when you know the information. This is when you're teaching others. This is when you're proficient in the basic skills, prospecting, inviting, presenting, following up, closing, getting the newest member started, promoting events. When you're independent, you're able to share your story. When you're independent, you're able to share the company story. When you're independent, you're able to answer questions, okay? This is the point where you have people that are coming to you to ask questions. So dependent, you're in the dependent stage, get the heck out of it. We want to get you into the independent stage as fast as possible. Then you got the third stage, which is dependent on. You're no longer just teaching people in the dependent on stage. This is when you're teaching others to teach others. This is when you're not just a leader. You're a leader of leaders. Because in the beginning, you start as a follower. Then you become a leader of followers. Then you become a leader of leaders. And that's the point that I'm sure every single person on this call wants to get to. You want to become a leader of leaders. You want to move into the dependent on stage when you're teaching people how to teach people. You're developing leaders. You've learned the basics so well that you can teach somebody how to do those things. And there's even a fourth stage, okay? And that fourth stage is freedom. So dependent, independent, dependent on, and ultimately freedom. That's when you have a bunch of people on your team that are in stage 3. That's the point when you have ultimate freedom, and that's the goal that we all want to get to. So start off in the beginning as just being teachable. Stay teachable. If you're in the dependent stage, no worries whatsoever. We're going to get you out of it as fast as possible. We're going to work you into that independent stage, from independent to dependent on being a leader of leaders. So guys, make sure you have that written down. 3 stages of being a leader: dependent, independent, and dependent on. Now, we're going to talk about some basic skills. I'm not going to go in depth on every single one of them because we don't have time for that. I've got a lot of stuff I want to get through with you guys. But really, the 3 basic skills, like I said in the beginning of this call, if you want to become a master, you got to go out there and master the basics. And really, there are 4 enrolling skills that will change your life, that will change your business. Number 1 being the art of making a list, the art of making and sorting through a list. Number 2, the art of inviting and approaching. Number 1 is the art of making a list and sorting through it. Number 2, the art of, basically inviting and approaching people, okay, sharing with them what we're doing. Number 3, the presentation. And number 4, the follow-up. Okay, so we'll start at the list. We're not going to go in depth on every single one of these. I'm going to give you some basic principles. The list, think of your list like the fuel to the engine of your business. You got to think, if your car has no gasoline, it's not going anywhere. The bigger your list, the more gasoline in your car. So I highly recommend making a list of anywhere between 50 and 500 people. Does that mean you have to hit up every single one of them right now? No. Make your big list of every single person you know and start to categorize, start to prioritize, start to decide who are the people you want to hit up first. Okay, so the way that I look at it is you've got your customers and you've got your potential business builders. Now, with customers, these are people who would generally just support you. Okay, you got to think, if it was 4 in the morning, okay, and it's pouring rain and you're broken down on the side of the road, who would come help you? Who would ultimately support you in anything that you do? Those are the people that you want to simply just be customers. Then from a business builder's perspective, let's say there was $10 million in gold buried in your backyard and you had 10 shovels. Who are you going to call? Those are your business builders. Those are the MVPs. Those are the people that if you could share something, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity with, these are the people that you would share it with. So start to prioritize. Make that big list of every single person you know. The reason that making a big list is so important, because even if you write everybody down, even if you know you're not going to contact someone, write them down anyways, because it's really just an exercise to get you thinking about who do they know, who do they know. You might write down that person that you're never going to approach, but because you wrote down that person, it made you think of somebody else and who they knew and so on and so forth. So write down.
Not a problem. That would fuck that. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day.
So write down every single person, on your list, and then from there we're going to start to categorize your list. Your top 10 customers and your top 10 business builders. Like I said, guys, really your list is the gasoline in the car. The bigger your list, the more gasoline you have, the further your car is going to go. So that's number 1. Number 2 being your invite. We're going to keep it super, super simple, okay? Really for me, I'm all about creating conversation. Okay, conversation leads to invitation. Invitation leads to presentation. Presentation leads to enrollment. Okay, conversation leads to invitation. Invitation leads to presentation, and presentation leads to an enrollment. Okay, so when you're doing your invite, it's all about keeping it simple. Okay, it's all about piquing interest. I like to create conversation. I personally like to use the ABC method. Everybody can do differently, especially when it's someone that you haven't talked to in a while. This isn't necessarily an exact invite script. I personally hate invite scripts. I think that there is no cookie cutter way to invite somebody. Every single person is different. So I'll give you principles. Okay, so write down on your paper A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, and make sure you don't do this backwards. Okay, A, B, C, D, and E. So A, where are you at? Where are you at in life? You don't have to ask them where are you at. Ask them a question. Okay, how have you been? What have you been up to? How's school? How's work? Where are you at in life? Okay, figure out where they're at. Create that conversation. Everybody's different. You know how you talk to your friends. I don't know how you talk to your friends. Okay, but you know how you talk to your friends. So A, where are you at? B, where do you want to be? Figure out the future. Figure out what are the plans. Okay, you're going to school for marketing. What do you want to do with that? What's your plan after school? Okay, what's your plan later? Okay, if money wasn't an issue, where would you go? Who would you help? What would you do? Where are you at? Where do you want to be? C is change. If you can see in the conversation that where they're at is not going to take them to where they want to be, they need to make a change. And that's when you can slowly start to bring up what we're doing, okay? Where you're at, where you want to be, C, change. D is decision, okay? So once you start to have that conversation that maybe they need to make a change, they need to do something different, okay? Now from this point, it's very simple. If they're interested in what you're doing, they need to make a decision if they want to hear about it, okay? I like to use something called If I Would You. If I were to send you a video, would you check it out? If I were able to get you on the phone with somebody who is, a founder of this Watabu movement, who can explain this whole thing and answer your questions, would you listen? Okay, if I were to invite you to an exclusive webinar tonight at 9, okay, where we're going to be talking about how to live a life we're talking about, would you listen? If I would you? Okay, and it's going to be a yes or no. That's their decision. A, where are you at? B, where do you want to be? C, change. D, decision. E, everything else. Okay, now most people, they're going to go backwards, okay? Don't go backwards. You don't want to verbally vomit on people, okay? Most people start with everything else, okay? Let me tell you everything about Watabu, how to make money, how to be a brand ambassador. Here's how it works. We're going to get rich. D, are you interested? You need to make a change. Where do you want to be? Oh, by the way, where are you at? That's the absolute worst way to go out there and prospect and invite. Don't get it twisted. Don't do it backwards. Make sure you got your ABCs forward. Where are you at? Where do you want to be? C, change. D, decision. E, everything else. Once again, guys, it's not a cookie cutter invite script. You don't need to follow exactly what I said, but just follow that structure when you're having conversations with people. Okay, and understand it's simple. You're just having a conversation, actually caring about where this person's at in their life, figuring out where they want to be. If you can see that where they're at isn't going to take them to where they want to be, they need to make a change. They need to make a decision if they're interested in what we're doing. And then finally, we will show them everything else. So very simple stuff, guys. We talked about the list. We talked about the invite, the presentation, okay? 2 ways to get good at presenting. Number 1, practice, okay? Practice. Do it over and over and over again. Number 2, watching somebody else do it. So 2 ways to get good at presenting. Number 1, you doing it. Number 2, watching somebody else do it. Over and over and over again. For the next 8 days, we're going to be having these opportunity Zoom calls at 3 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern every single day. You're going to hear from people like myself, Christian Jukes, Luke Hessler, Rob Sperry, Lance Conrad, Corey Reese, Peter Unger, Kenny Rodriguez. You're going to hear from some of the top presenters on this team, Daniel Schuler. Okay, you're going to hear these people sharing their stories, how they explain the idea of Watabu. You're going to take notes, okay, and then you're going to write your own story. Then you're going to write out your presentation, and you're going to practice it. When I first started in this industry, I wrote out my presentation. I practiced. I watched other people do it. I tweaked it. I changed. I added. I made additions. Okay, I practiced, and I watched other people do it. So 2 ways to get good at presenting. Doing it yourself or watching somebody else do it. So number 1, the list. Number 2, the invite. Number 3, the presentation. And number 4, the follow-up. The fortune's in the follow-up. You guys got to understand the best way to follow up is to set up another exposure. So you got somebody, and the first thing you did, if I sent you a video, would you check it out? They watch it. That's the first exposure. They watch it. Hey, this is interesting. All right, from there, now what I want to do, I want to set up the next exposure. Hey, I really want to get you connected with my good friend Luke Hessler. Okay, get him on the phone with Luke. From there, second exposure. They get some questions answered. They're excited, but they're still not ready to get started. Okay, instead of just hoping for them to hit you back up, you need to really keep the process alive. Okay, that's the best way to put it, is that if you want to have the proper follow-up, the best thing you can do is keep the process alive and let them make their own decision. Keep the process alive. Keep them excited. Keep them in the loop from one call to the next, from one event to the next, from a meeting, book a meeting. Okay, from one thing to the next. So when they're still excited, get them on the phone with somebody else. Hey, you talk to Jukes. He's got a good perspective. Now I want you to talk to Rob. You talk to Rob. Now I want you to talk to Lance. You talk to Lance. Now I want you to talk to Jamie. Okay, and you want to get a definitive yes or no. That's the goal. You're just getting a definitive yes or no. And it doesn't matter if they say yes or no. Regardless, it's practice. So list, invite, presentation, follow-up. Just observe. Observe what your upline's doing. Take notes and practice. Practice, practice, practice. That's really the key. So those are the 4 basic skills to inviting. We're going to have other calls where we go more in depth on each of those skills specifically. I know that Luke's setting up a string of calls that's all about learning how to become a great presenter, and there's going to be people on this call that are going to get invited to do that, to be on those calls, which will be great. So definitely reach out to myself or Luke if you're interested in being a part of some of those future calls on, how to learn how to properly present, because we're looking for those point guards who are going to be able to help us run these opportunity calls, here in the future, so we're not doing every single one of them every single time. So master the basics, guys. If you want to be a master, you got to go out there and master the basics. Moving on to the next concept. Write down 1, 2, 3. Okay, I want you guys to center 3 things in your business, okay, over the next few months. 3 things, or even just over the next 8 days before we launch. Keep 3 things centered in your business. Number 1 is going to be your reason why. Why did you start this thing in the first place? What do you want? If money wasn't an issue, where would you go? Who would you help? What would you do? Why did you start this? That's number 1. Number 2, this idea of staying coachable, being teachable. So number 1, your why. Number 2, stay coachable. And number 3, your calendar. Okay, your why, staying coachable, and your calendar. So your why, it's simple. I look at success a lot like a GPS in terms of the fact that you must know the destination before you get the directions. Okay, you must know the destination before you get the directions. If I grabbed a GPS and I wanted to drive from Detroit to San Diego, what do? I open up my GPS, I type in San Diego, then I press go, then it spits out the directions. Not the opposite. You must know what you want before we can give you a plan and show you how to get there. Okay? You must know what you want before we can show you how to get it. So your why is the most important thing in this business. What I encourage every single person on this call to do is get your why, your reason why straight. Reevaluate it. Maybe this is your first time ever writing it down. Maybe you've been with us in business before and you've written it down, but it's been a long time. Rewrite it. Write out something I like to call life as you'd like it to be. Write it in present tense. Okay? I'm so happy and grateful now that this is the lifestyle I'm living. This is the family that I have. This is how I feel on a daily basis. This is the car that I drive, the house that I live in, the city that I'm at, what I'm seeing every morning when I wake up. Present tense. How do you feel, okay, when you achieve that goal? Where are you at? Who are you with? Life's you'd like it to be. Get that reason why front and center. Read it every single day. It's going to drive you. And it's so important to share that why with someone on your team. Share that why with your upline, with your accountability partner, with your grinding partner, whatever it is that you have. Share that why with somebody, because then it's going to give us the opportunity to hold you accountable. Okay, so when, 3-6 months from now, if Corey comes to me and he says, dude, I'm just not feeling it, I can go back and I can say, hey, I remember when you told me you wanted to, help out your parents. I remember when you told me you wanted to travel the world. I remember when you told me that you wanted this, 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 and this. It's like, do you still want that? He's like, of course I still want that. Okay, it's like, all right, perfect. Well, you kind of have 2 options at this point. You can either decrease your dream, you can want less, and it can be easier to achieve that goal, or you can increase your activity. Which one sounds better to you? And 99% of the time, they're going to say, I'm going to increase my activity, because people aren't going to stop wanting what they want. Okay, people have that deep burning desire, that why they got started in the first place. So sharing that with somebody is super important, so we can go out there and hold each other accountable. So number 1 thing to keep centered in your business over the next 8 days and for the rest of your life is your why. Number 2 is this idea of staying coachable. Okay, staying coachable, staying teachable, staying flexible even, because we're in the creation process. Things are going to change. Okay, as you guys have seen just over the last couple of days, we've made some improvements, enhancements, additions, edits to a couple of our things in our 5-step plan and our long-term vision to what we are going out there and doing. So stay coachable, okay, and understand that there are some people here who have some experience. I've been in the industry for 5 years. I by no means am perfect. I have people that I'm learning from every single day: Rob Sperry, Lance Conrad, Luke Hessler, countless other people even on my team that I learn from every day. Stay coachable, stay teachable to anybody. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't even matter if it's your prospect, okay, that you're on the phone with. Stay teachable. Everybody has something to teach you. There's always something to learn. So stay coachable, okay? That's number 2. And number 3 is your calendar. Now, this is the most important one. I want you guys to go out there and always make sure your calendar is the number one thing, okay? Because with your calendar, it's very easy to, be busy, okay? It's very easy to think that you're working. It's very easy to think that you're productive. You have to ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now, is that going to actually help me get paid on the day of pre-launch? Is that actually going to help me hit my goals? Is scrolling through Facebook going to help me hit my goals? Is scrolling through any social media going to hit my goals? The only, positive to scrolling through social media when it comes to pre-launch is if you're writing down the names of people that you see in your timeline, and then you're starting a conversation with them, okay? That's when there's a positive to scrolling through social media. Scrolling just to scroll, it's not productive whatsoever. Your calendar, get into some sort of a routine. Now we're starting this routine where every single day at noon we're going to be having this fast start call, at 3 o'clock an opportunity call, and at 9 p.m. an opportunity call. Get that into your schedule. What do you want to base the rest of your day around? Getting people from call to call to call. Getting your newest people on this call to learn the basics. Getting people to invite for the 3 o'clock and the 9 o'clock call. Setting up your day with conversations. Conversations lead to invitations. Invitations lead to presentations. Okay, how many physical conversations are you having a day, and not just Facebook conversation? How many conversations are you transitioning from the Facebook, from the text message, into an actual phone call, into a FaceTime, into actually getting on the phone with someone and catching up and sharing with them what you've been up to? How many of those can you do a day? And from there, how many of those can you transfer into getting a third-party credibility on, into getting them on one of our calls? So your calendar is huge. Okay, you're going to be able to look back at your calendar 8 days from now if you actually schedule out calls in your calendar and see what you've been doing. Okay, and your calendar will always match your results every single time. Your calendar will match your results every time. And what I want you guys to start thinking of with 8 days, are you on track for your goal? Okay, are you on track for your goal? Is your goal pie in the sky? Is it realistic or is it unrealistic? Okay, you need to create a goal that is real, but it's also worthy, okay? I don't want you to just be realistic and say, okay, I could go out there and I can enroll one person. Anybody could do that, okay? But I want you to also create a goal that makes you stretch a little bit, okay? Maybe going out there and hitting, 10,000 volume and earning the GoPro, it's a little out of your comfort zone, but you know that if you pushed, you could do it. That's a real but worthy goal. Enrolling just one person in the next 8 days, that's not necessarily, a worthy goal. Okay, maybe it is for you. Everybody's different. Some people, they want to stretch and they want to go for executives. Some people want to go above and beyond. But create that real and worthy goal. Okay, and understand that if you're not on track for your goal, once again, you either need to shrink your goal, decrease your dream, or you need to increase your activity. You need to decide which one it is. Some people on this call, you might have a goal, I want to hit 6 figures day one. That might not necessarily be realistic. Maybe it is for you. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. Okay, you might need to shrink the goal. Or you might be the person who says, I'm just going to enroll one person. Maybe you need to increase your activity, okay, and raise your dream. Okay, so really, if you guys aren't where you want to be, understand it's a matter of two things. It's a matter of either skill or it's a matter of will. Okay, it's a matter of skill or it's a matter of will. Okay, if it's a matter of skill, we can help with that. We can coach that. We can teach you how to invite. We can help you with your conversations. We can help you with your presentation. Skill, we can coach. Now, if it's a matter of will, you're just not willing to do the work, we can't coach that. There's nothing that we can do. That comes down to you. That comes down to refocusing on your why. If you just can't get to the point where you have that willingness to do it, that's on you. It's either a matter of skill or a matter of will if you're not where you want to be. Okay, so we'll break this down to the most simple part, guys. If you want to get more enrollments, you're going to need to have more presentations. Those presentations could be 3-way calls. They could be one-on-ones. They could be Zooms with the team. If you want to get more enrollments, you need more presentations. If you want to get more presentations, what do you need? You need more invites. Okay, if you want to get more invites, you need to have more conversations. So more invites equals more conversations. If you want to have more conversations, what do you need? You need a bigger list. Okay, so it all comes back to your list. It all comes back to the gasoline in your engine. How far do you want your car to drive? Okay, the more names on your list, the more gasoline in your car, the further the car drives. Okay, so more enrollments equals more presentations, more invites, more conversations, the bigger list. So really, guys, we want you to recenter on your why. We want you to remain coachable. We want you to check your calendar before you go and you check Facebook. Okay, check your calendar every single day. We want to plug people into our pipeline. We've got calls every single day. We've got events in everybody's areas. We want to create as many personal exposures as possible, because personal exposures are the gateway to the rest of the pipeline. Okay, very simple stuff. So really, that's the meat of what I wanted to go over with you guys. I'm going to give you guys a couple commitments if you want to really be a part of our leadership group. And then I'm going to walk you through the 5-step plan to show you some of the updates that we've created, things like that, and we'll get you guys off of here. But a couple commitments. Write down 1 through 6 on your page. Okay, numbers 1 through 6. These are commitments. If you want to be a part of the ultimate leadership group that we're creating with Watabu, you really have to commit to these things. So number 1, commitment to being a part of this leadership group. Number 1, I commit to attending all calls and major events. Okay, I commit to attending all calls and major events. That's number 1. Okay, and exceptions to not being on the calls. Family issue, or you're at work. Those are the only 2 things. Okay, and if you know about an event and we have time, take work off. Okay, I'd say that work is a good excuse for a call, but if you know that there's an event 3-4 weeks down the road, take work off. So number 1, I commit to attending all calls and all major events. Number 2, I commit to arriving to all major events 30 minutes early and all calls 5 minutes early. So all major events 30 minutes early, all calls 5 minutes early. We're not running on YPR time anymore. We're not starting 30 minutes to an hour late. We're starting early. Okay, so 30 minutes early to events, 5 minutes early to calls. Number 3, I commit to bringing a new person to every single major event. I commit to bringing a new person to every major event and call. That's number 3. Number 4, I commit to staying actively engaged in the social media page. You guys are all on the Watabu Live a Life Worth Talking About page. I commit to staying actively engaged in that page. That means welcoming your new people, tagging your people in calls, liking the post. When someone gets welcomed to the page, guys, we need to like that post. We need to welcome that person to the team. Do you know how it feels if you're a new person who has never been involved with a group like this and your friend welcomes you to the page and there's 100 likes and 50 comments? That person feels like they're a part of something that's bigger than themselves. Okay, so stay actively engaged in the Facebook page. That's number 4. Number 5, commit to picking 2 other people, 2 people that you're going to hold accountable to those standards. Okay, commit to 2 other people that you're going to hold accountable to those exact same standards that you just committed to. And then number 6, listening to 30 minutes of audio in personal development or reading 10 good pages of a book every single day. 30 minutes of audio, 10 pages of a good book every single day. So number 1, commit to attending all calls and major events. Number 2, commit to arriving to major events 30 minutes early and 5 minutes for a call. Number 3, commit to bringing a new person to every major event. Number 4, commit to staying actively engaged in the Facebook page. Number 5, commit to 2 other people that you're going to hold them accountable to these standards. And then number 6, listen to 30 minutes of audio and read 10 pages of a good book every single day. So those are the commitments, guys. Very simple, easy to do, easy not to do. Okay, easy to do, easy not to do. So commit to that stuff. If you commit to it over the next 8 days, you're going to have a great launch. So moving into the last part of the call, I know this has been a long call, but definitely worth it. I hope you guys got some good notes. I'm going to share with you guys the updated 5-step plan. I'm not going to be going in depth and explaining every single part of it, but I did post it in the Facebook page. It's in the Files tab. There's photos of it. You guys can read through it. You can see what we've got. So hold on one sec as I pull this up. Perfect. All right. So here we go. So 5-step plan. We want to help you guys launch. That's the goal. We want to help every single one of you guys launch and have the most successful launch you've ever had in your career. this is your first time, we want to help you become the newest success story. So number one, get started. Number two, we're going to help you go out there and earn a free membership. Number three, we're going to help you achieve something called the launch bonus. Number four, earn a GoPro. Number five, ultimately earn our executive Watabu adventure. And then from there, guys, the goal is to help as many people go through this plan as possible. Okay? Help as many people go through this plan as possible, because in this business, remember, it's not what you can do, it's what you can help others do and duplicate. Not what you can do, but what you can help others do and duplicate. Okay, so not letting me click through. Here we go. All right, so number one, we got the starter kits. You guys know about this. Most of you guys are already in the system. Our customer kits, $49 one time. Our junior kit, $250 one time. And our senior kit, $499 one time. From there, I'll show you guys what comes in each of the kits, a few of the additions that we have created. Number one, our customer kit, you're getting access to our travel club. Okay, access to the travel club, also access to our adventure club. Okay, for $49 up front and $29 a month. I'll get into that here in a second. With the junior adventure kit and the senior adventure kit, you're getting 180 volume on the junior, 400 volume on the senior. Both of those, you're getting access to the travel and adventure club. You're getting access to our personal business coach, Woody Woodward. Access to Genie, our automated system. If you were in Michigan and you saw Natalie Lewis explain Genie, it's absolutely unbelievable. It's your virtual back office personal assistant. She's almost like Siri. It's a little cartoon in your back office that low-key might be artificial intelligent. I don't know. But she works through algorithms to help you figure out the best approach for the newest person. She helps schedule your calls, schedule your day, keep you productive, and you're going to love Genie. Personal website. This is new. With your junior kit, you're getting 3,000 travel points. With your senior kit, you're getting 8,000 travel points. This is also new. We have taken away the pay-to-play, okay, and we have made it so anybody, regardless of what kit they can come in on, gets access to our launch bonus. Before, it was previously just the senior kit. Now, anybody on the junior kit can also earn the launch bonus. This is cool. This is also new. In your junior kit, we're going to include one vacation voucher for a 3-day, 2-night stay at one of 16 different resorts that you can choose from. In our senior kit, we're actually going to give you 2 of those vouchers to go out there and give away. We have a new requirement for customers, so you're going to want to use these vacation vouchers to go out there and get your customers. 2 3-day, 2-night vouchers for 2 people to be able to give away. And then for getting started with the senior kit, this is brand new as well. We're going to give you access to a 7-day trip. Now, this 7-day trip is unbelievable. You can choose from a group of trips. All you have to do is go out there and pay the exchange fee. That exchange fee could range from $100 to $500, but you're only paying the exchange fee, okay, for the entire 7-day trip. And some of these resorts and these 7-day trips within this package we're going to give you guys, some are upwards of $9,000 to $10,000 for a week. There was one resort that I saw that you pay a $500 exchange fee. That's it. There's nothing else. You're actually paying less than the taxes would cost per night on the room that you would get. And it's $10,000 for the week normally. And it's 4 bedrooms and it sleeps 16 people. Okay, and it's for $500. This awesome resort in Mexico. It's unbelievable. So you're splitting that between 12 to 16 people. You're paying $50 for an entire week to go stay somewhere amazing. So you're getting access to the 7-day vacation voucher just for getting started. So the senior kit, some major improvements to it, which I'm really excited about. Also, customers. We made some improvements to the customers. A customer paying $29 a month. We created some incentives. A lot of people said, why would I be a customer long term? Why wouldn't I just join for 1 month, okay, and then book my trip and quit? We created some customer loyalty program where now if your customer stays on auto ship for 4 months, we're going to give them a 3-day, 2-night trip. If they stay on for 8 months, we're going to give them a 5-day, 4-night trip. And if they stay on for a year, we're going to give them access to that exact same group of trips, the 7-day package that you get in your starter kit. So customers, $29 a month, they're going to have access to that. Membership, okay? We now only have 1 membership for brand ambassadors. $60 a month, okay? You're getting 2,000 travel points. So you have to think, if you started on the senior kit, 8,000 travel points. From there, you got on your membership, now you're at 2,000. Combine the two, 10,000 after month 2. So $60 a month. We realized with the $110 auto ship, it was pretty high, and we wanted to lower that cost for you guys. And what we did to recuperate to really create that $100 in sales volume in the organization is we made a requirement. In order to earn commissions, you're actually going to need a minimum of 2 customers, okay, which is huge. In the eyes of the FTC, we wanted to make this compliant so that we can stick around for as long as possible. We want to have a huge customer focus here with Watabu. So being a member, $60 a month for 50 volume with 2 customers. Now you're raising your personal volume to 100 volume. Okay, so from there, very, very simple. So set up your membership, $60 a month. From there, what do we want to do? We want to help you go out there and earn a free membership. We want to help your monthly fee be free. Okay, so we want to help you get 2,000 travel points a month for free. Now, if you're a customer, if I sign up my mom on $29 a month, okay, 4 times the volume of my membership's free. Mom has her own website. She's a customer, $29 a month. She signs up 4 other moms on the exact same thing. She gets a free month. Okay, if I'm a member on $60 a month, 50 volume, all I got to do is sign up 8 customers. Now I get a free month. 8 customers who stay on their membership, every month is free. Okay, and I'm getting 2,000 travel points a month for free. So number 1, get started. Number 2, get your free membership. This is where I'm really excited with the launch bonus. Okay, the launch bonus is huge. The junior launch and the senior launch. We want to help every single one of you guys go out and do this, okay, in your first 14 days. You've got 8 days to be able to do it right now, and then another 14 days once August 27th hits. We want to help you guys hit this before we run the orders, before we launch this thing. So junior launch, we can help you make an extra $240 in your first 14 days. Senior launch, help you make an extra $520 in your first 14 days. Now, it's simple, guys. It's all based on volume. 800 volume in your first 14 days or 1,600 volume in your first 14 days. Any combination, okay, guys, any combination of customers and brand ambassadors can equal that volume. So you could do 2 customers and 2 brand ambassadors to hit the junior launch. Or you could do 32 customers, or you could do 16 customers and 1 brand ambassador. You could switch it up however you want to go out there and do it. Okay, but 800 volume in your first 14 days with a minimum of 2 customers, you'll make 240. 1,600 volume, which a great way to do it is 4 brand ambassadors and 4 customers in your first 14 days, you'll make 520. What you'll also do is you'll lock in that first order bonus of 10 or 25%. So now in the future, when somebody gets started, you're going to be getting a 10% or 25% on their first order. Okay, so it's all based on volume. So you guys can check out the comp plan document, see what that breaks down to. But for instance, if I have the 25% first order bonus, I've already achieved my launch bonus. Let's say I'm a couple months down the road and I want to enroll a friend on a senior kit, 400 volume, 25% of that, I make $100. Simple stuff. Launch bonus, very, very important to help you guys achieve. You guys need to commit to this. This should be a real but worthy goal, to commit to achieving the launch bonus, to going out there and making your money back. Think about the story. The story is, hey, I just got started in this thing, and in my first 14 days, I made $520. I got access to 2 3-day, 2-night vacations, and I got a 7-day trip just for getting started. And I'm getting access to the SICK game, the SICK contest, these awesome events all around the world, and this travel club. It's amazing. You got to check this thing out. Okay, so the launch bonus is key. From the launch bonus, we want to help you go out there and earn the GoPro. We want to help you hit a rank called Presidential Ambassador. It was Senior Manager a few weeks ago, didn't like the feel of Senior Manager, so we changed up the ranks a little bit. Presidential Ambassador, 10,000 group volume. At this point, you'll be earning between $500 to $700 a month. And I put some asterisks in here. This is all based on volume. So you don't have to go out there and help 4 people hit the launch bonus, but it's a great strategy to do so. It's 10,000 group volume. So the best strategy to do this is to help 4 people achieve the senior launch bonus in step 3. And earning the GoPro, guys, is based upon 10,000 group volume in 1 calendar month. You can get this between any combination of customers and members that equals 10,000 group volume, and that will apply towards achieving this rank. So you guys can see the compensation plan for full details on that. And then step 5, we want to help you go out there and earn the adventure. Okay, so we have the adventure, which will be in Mexico on December 14th. We want to help you go out there and achieve 20,000 in group volume. You'll have to do this by the end of October to qualify for this trip. The best strategy to hit executive is to help roughly 3 people complete step 4. Once again, guys, earning this adventure is based upon 20,000 group volume in a single calendar month. Any combination of customers and members that equals 20,000 group volume will apply towards achieving the rank of executive. You're going to earn a lifestyle bonus. You'll see the full compensation plan for exact details on that. We finally have, the full breakdown of how to earn the lifestyle bonus, which at executive is $10,000 broken up over 6 months. There's some qualifications to achieving it. So check that out. You'll be receiving a $400 a month travel bonus. Okay, earned if you maintain the level of executive for 2 months in a row, so on and so forth. Okay, and then $2,000 a month between our binary compensation plan and our unilevel compensation plan. So all those words, they might seem complicated and out of the box, but we're going to make some compensation plan videos for you guys to make this simple. The goal is to help as many people as possible complete the 5-step plan. If you guys can go out there and commit to completing the 5-step plan yourself, and then from there, your only goal is to help others get through the 5-step plan. If you want to create a full-time income, like $100,000 a year, help roughly 4 to 5 people complete the 5-step plan, and you can go out there and earn that. So it's really exciting, guys. It's something that I can't wait for. It's something that this is going to be huge. This is going to be absolutely huge. You guys got to commit. You got to commit right now to following through on those commitments over the next 8 days. We're going to be launching this thing. Okay, and do you want to be the person who has a success story? Okay, or the person who watched everybody else and said, man, I wish I would have done more. Because the worst feeling in the world, guys, is having regret that you wish you would have worked harder, that you wished you would have done one more call a day, that you wished you would have talked to one more person. Yes, you're going to have opportunities 1 month from now, 10 months from now, 10 years from now, but it's not the same opportunity you have today. The opportunity to really be a co-founding member of this company. This thing's launching right now. We have less than 500 people in the system. Pretty soon we're going to have 10,000 people in the system, and you're going to be able to say, I was there day one, or I watched it happen. Okay, that is 100% up to you. So, guys, I hope you took some good notes. I hope you guys got something out of this call. Remember, stay coachable. Focus on your why. Keep your calendar in front of you. Focus on the skills, your list, your invite, your presentation, your follow-up. Get better. Doesn't matter who you were before this. It doesn't matter who you are right now. It only matters who you want to be. So decide who you want to be. If you want to be a leader in this company, I don't care who you were. You can decide right now, and you can do something different than you've ever done. Or if you're brand new to this thing, you can make the decision right now that you're going to be a leader in this thing. I know there's a lot of people on this call that they know that they're going to be that person. And if this goes over every single person's head, that's cool. But if there's one person on this call that sees it, that decides to go out and do it, then this call was worth it. So I hope you guys took great notes. Post in the Facebook page. Get people on this call tomorrow. You guys see how valuable it can be. We're going to have different special guests every single day, different people on the conference calls at 3 and 9 o'clock. So let's get on these calls. Let's pack the lines. You guys know what you need to do. So do what you know you should do. That's my last piece of advice, and we'll talk to every single one of you guys soon. Everybody have an amazing day. See you later, guys.